welcome back to All Jumps here with another, well, a new kind of thing I'm doing. I've never done one of these before. I'm making a tier list. And pretty much this tier list is what I consider to be a good character, or average character, or outright trash character. Alright, so we're going to start off with the Mondstadt character. Well, we're going to start off with the Travelers. We'll pretend this is Electro Traveler. So yeah, let's start off with Animal Traveler, the first one you get. So for Animal Traveler, I would say Animal Traveler, this fella, we'll call it Aether Animal Traveler. I would say, I use him quite a bit, Animal Traveler quite a bit, not as much as Geo Traveler, but I would say Animal Traveler is actually fairly decent when it comes to, trying to think, where would I rank him? Because he's really good for crowd control, and, not so much for single target DPS, but he is good for crowd control and active and applying swirl to enemies. So it's also an amazing free-to-play option. So I would say Animal Traveler will be A tier, mainly because like it activates swirl, which does a lot of damage. And if he's on Animal, you could put on the 4-piece Viridescent set, which I'll put an image of what it does right now. All defenses, all on the elemental defenses, and then we'll call Lumine Geo Traveler. So for Lumine, I would say Geo Traveler is actually, I would still say it's A tier. Like, she's cool and all, Geo Traveler, but I wouldn't say it's like the Travelers is like character you have, and you might actually not keep them on your team in the end. But it's like still above average. I would actually put these in multiple combinations, like especially with Geo Traveler and Zhongli. This fella down here, this one, I would say that is amazing. I can't remember where he was now. I think he was here. But yeah, I would say that Geo Traveler is like a high A. So I would say Geo Traveler is like an A+ tier. So yeah, I would say Geo Traveler is A+ tier. Electro Traveler, I haven't used them too much yet, mainly because I just don't really like the feel of it. Especially considering Geo Traveler's got so much going for it. I would say it's A tier because I know it's good. I've seen lots of people make big PP numbers out of it, and yeah. And now, unfortunately, here we are with Amber. I don't have mine raised, but the reason is because like I feel she desperately needs a buff. I love her she's got the best personality in the entire game. Her and Jianling have the best personality, wherever she is. Right there, Jianling's right there. But like she just doesn't bring enough to the table. I don't want to say she's trash because I've seen a lot of people do it, but I think for ease of use, it's just too much work to make her powerful. And on PlayStation, Amy's pain in the ass anyway. So bam, Kaya. My sister loves Kaya. I'm not sure why. I don't like him. Trash. Why? Here, actually no. We're gonna do something else. Trash. Absolute trash tier Kaya goes in. That bastard gave me a 3-star sword on that quest. I've hated him ever since. And then Lisa. Lisa, another character that I think I actually have at level 1. Let me check that real quick. I've got my game open. Well, for you guys, it'll all be like cut straight to that. Lisa is, I believe, still level 1. I didn't even bother using her. Well, that's how much I didn't like her. I don't like her. She calls you a cutie. Like, it's just like, and you walk in there, she's like, "Hey there, cutie." I'm like, please don't ever say that to me again. So I would say she's down there with Kaya, because actually no, I'd say she also needs a buff. I'm gonna say she needs a buff. I'm not really a big fan of her personality and all that, but she's yeah. She doesn't bring too much to the table either. Barbara, I don't like getting wet, but having a healer is good. Since you get her for free, I would say she's actually C tier, mainly because a healer is amazing. Like, a lot of people say healers aren't necessary in this game, and I would actually have to disagree. Especially with characters especially characters like Zhao, who constantly take damage. Having a character like Chi-Chi in there is amazing. And so, like, for the fact you get her for free, she's amazing. But the only thing I don't like about her is when you have her magic activated, and you're fighting like a cryo mage or anything cryo, you get frozen. I'm just sitting like, it's a big complaint I have in games. I don't like waiting, and so like I get frozen. I'm like, and now we're going to Albedo, a character I do not have. Would I say Albedo is good? I'm not entirely sure. I'd say he's definitely above, actually I haven't put anybody in B tier yet. But he's not, I'm, for he's not Can you get away from me? Sorry, fly's bothering me. I wouldn't say he's amazing in what he does, but I would say he's definitely above average, because I think what he does, he increases, let me figure out what he does real quick. I'm gonna open him up. Alright, so okay, so now I'm back. So after looking over his things, I would say, yeah, he'd be pretty average. I see why people don't use him too often. Like, he's good for a support, but I wouldn't really say he's like god tier. He's definitely not trash, because I like his personality and all that. He's definitely not D tier, because he is useful still. And I say he's above Barbara, mainly because like I said already, Barbara is it's kind of different use to him. So yeah, I'd say he's B tier. I'd say he's average compared to them. Alright, Benny boy. Benny. I would say Benny is god tier. Benny is the best support character in the game. Yeah, like, I've got him. I haven't raised him at all yet, mainly because I am broke and I have spent all my upgrade materials on Zhongli, raising up to level 90. And I'm broke. But yeah, Bennett, his ult is amazing. It's really useful. Actually, maybe I might bring him down to A+ tier, actually. Because when you're fighting Electro enemies, I find Zhongli's shield is devoured by reactions, especially Overload reactions. I find Zhongli's shield is ultimately decimated by those things. So I would might say, okay. Okay, so let's ignore other characters. Bennett is god tier. He is amazing for healing, buffing, like just outright damage and all that. He's amazing. Let me say that. Unless you're fighting Electro enemies and you have characters with shields, especially if like Zhongli, who needs that Tenation of the Milice, I believe it's called. Yeah, Tenacity of the Milice. I would say that is not good, especially if a character like that, because if they get hit by Electro character, like an Electro Mage or like Electro Lolitral or that, your shield tends to just disappear. I was actually having troubles with that in co-op earlier. I was doing Domain with all the Electro enemies in Inazuma, and I realized my Zhongli died, and I was like, excuse me, I have way too many hit points, an overpowered shield, and I was dodging. How'd I die? And I realized I was getting hit by Overload, which just devoured my shield. So, other than that, Bennett is S tier. So, I'm gonna keep Bennett in the S tier mainly because he's so good. Diluc. Is Diluc outshined by Hu Tao and... I think Diluc's only outshined by Hu Tao, actually. Yeah, Diluc is actually pretty good. I don't know, if Diluc myself, I'm gonna say he's A+, mainly because he does deal big numbers, and the only character that really outshines him is Hu Tao. But Hu Tao is tied to a specific banner that you can't get all the time. So that's why I would say if you get Diluc, raise them, because he's gonna be really good. And the only character that really outshines him is Hu Tao, but like I said, Hu Tao is actually tied to a event banner that's not here all the time, whereas you get Diluc whenever. Yes, it may lose 50-50, which might leave a little sour taste in your mouth when you see him, but I'd say Diluc's actually really good. Diona. So I've heard that Diona can get the second most powerful shield in the game, second to Zhongli's, I believe. But I don't use Diona that much. But I would say she's not average considering what I've seen people and heard people say. I'd say she's A tier. And yeah, so she's got a shield and she heals, which is amazing. I believe she gives all characters a shield. Yeah, so pretty much, I think it must be a constellation that gives her. Yeah, so I believe if you hold down, Diona's E, then all your teammates get a shield. I can't be guaranteed. I'm not sure if it's like a Zhongli C2. I don't use Diona myself, mainly because I'm a casual player, not a serious player. And this is all coming from what I believe is the best characters for casual, and also probably endgame as well. Of course, endgame you might actually knock down Geo Traveler a peg or two. But for me, I'd say Lumine is A. Okay, we're gonna call it Lumine. Geo Traveler's we're gonna call Lumine. We're gonna say I'm gonna say it's A+ tier, especially if you pair with Zhongli. It's just I just like it. Fischl. Fisher is one of the best support characters, and also if you get it early on in the game, I'd say she's like one of the best support. I say she's Bennett tier. Yes, I would say she's actually Bennett tier because she continuously apply electro to the enemy, so you get off overload, superconduct, and what's the last one? Overload, superconduct, and electrocute. I'd say that, yeah. She'll be actually no. Yeah, I'd say she's A tier. We don't put everybody on the S tier because S tier is like literal. Like if you have them, build them up right away. Whereas A tier is like you have them, build them up, but it's not like just do it. So yeah, I'd say Official's A tier mainly because she can apply electro even off field, and I believe you actually make her main DPS if you have 4-set Thundering Fury, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Thundering Fury. And now Mona Lisa. I kind of want to do this mainly because I have Mona Lisa, but that would be biased, and this tier list is already biased enough, as you can see right here. I would say Mona is actually above like she like gives you an outright down straight up damage bonus when you cast her ult. So like Benny, so you can I'm gonna put her in S tier because with her you can actually build her up to like in the background gameplay you're gonna see me using her as main DPS, but I would say well she's not gonna be main DPS mainly because I have no Hydro artifacts and also I'm too lazy to play the game. So but yeah, I'd say like with her ult, like put Benny's Boken down, and then have Mona use her ult. So and then like maybe you have like Hu Tao deal the heavy hits, which would be like you have 4-piece Crimson Witch of Flames, 4-piece Crimson Witch, and that's gonna be like big massive numbers. But the fact is, I'm gonna say this right before we get to our next victim. I'm gonna say I don't like Catalyst characters. I find all the ranged characters except for Ganyu are really kind of underpowered. This might just be a balancing thing where MiHoYo's has this so like people can't just sit back in the back of the map and just wail on people. But in my personal opinion, I really don't feel like Catalyst characters really bring, unless it's like they're being support. I don't feel they're good for DPS at all, which is where Klee comes in. I believe she's actually be used as support. But I say she's just average, because like, yeah, she doesn't really, I don't really think she outshines D-Look or Hu Tao, and like definitely not Hu Tao, but it's like, I just don't like the feel Callous characters. They die way too easily, and I just feel they don't dish out enough damage. That's just my personal opinion. Tell me what you guys think, because actually the Callous characters on this list, I want to hear your opinions about. Because, like, just my personal opinion, I just don't like Callous characters. Alright, our next victim, Jean! And where do I put Jean? I would put Jean in definitely above average. Actually, no. A+. A+ mainly because Jean's automatically heals you, which makes you, like, bring all the way back to full health, which is incredibly good in co-op and fights like Ajaha. Of course, it's her ult, so without that, she's, this is why she's not in S tier, because it's her ult that's like that, and her E I find is what it says, but just to me, I wouldn't say she's S tier, but I definitely say she's A+ tier. I would if someone brings her into co-op, I wouldn't mind. Unless if someone brings Kaya in, they better be the best gosh dang Kaya character I've ever seen. All right, Noelle. I want to say Noelle is actually S tier. My personal opinion, Noelle's S tier. I used her because Zhongni's banner. I missed it all but the last try, so I ended up using Noelle for like most of it. And like most of my game, like I had Noelle, Hu Tao, Beidou, and Chi-Chi. I'll get on those other three later. But as soon as I got Zhongni, yes, I did switch out, mainly because Zhongni's shield did give me a damage bonus, and I already did have a healer because of Chi-Chi. But honestly, I'd say Noelle is just as good, if not better than Zhongli in some cases. Because one of her abilities is like when your character's at red hit points, she'll automatically put a shield onto that character, which is amazing, especially for characters like Hu Tao, who are always in the red almost because of how they work. You always pretty much always have a shield on the character, which is amazing. So that's why I'm saying Noel's S tier. She's amazing support and DPS. You can build her. You actually build her both at the same time. Of course, you're not having. You're lacking in both, but like you're the jack of all trades at that point. Like if actually there's this one time I was doing co-op against Ejdaha, and I was using Beto, and I died. I forgot to do a run. I didn't realize he was changing elements, and it got clapped. All three of us got clapped except for Noel. And Noel was just sitting there tanking all that attack, just beating the stupid frog down. And like single-handedly, that Noel destroyed Asia while staying at full hit points pretty much the entire fight. And when she did get hit, she was activate her shield and, well, spin. So I'm gonna say Noel is S tier. Like, if I had an S plus tier, she would go there. But then again, Ben would also go there. I might rearrange how these are, just to show this like be like the closer they are to the letter, the more useful I find they are. Alright, Razor. I reused Razor when I first got him, but when I got Beto, I switched him out mainly because, well, I like Beto's gameplay a lot more, but Razor is definitely a good character. Would I say he's S tier? No, I wouldn't say he's S tier. Would I say he's A plus tier? No, I wouldn't say he's A plus tier either. I would say he's A tier. He's definitely above. Actually, no. No, I'd say he's average because like he's an electric character, but he's built. He's made for physical DPS. So I would say if you have Razor, I wouldn't focus him too much, especially if characters like Noel or Beto, which we'll get to later, which is definitely. I would definitely say yeah, I wouldn't say that this is like Razor's like god tier. Alright, Sucrose. Sucrose, I'm gonna say it's A plus here. I don't use her myself mainly because I'm not really playing for big deeps, if that's okay to say. I would say Sucrose. I'd say Sucrose is god tier, but the fact that I just don't use her. I'm gonna keep her in A tier. When this is done, I'll probably have her all the way up here, just to say she's high A plus tier. Because like she's good. She's great for, I believe it's elemental mastery she increases, which is amazing. And you can do that, especially like I said, Bennett, Mona, Sucrose, and Hu Tao. Bennett's ult, Mona's ult, Sucrose's ult, and her two E's and her E, and then Hu Tao's E. And then her ult, that's just outright. That's just outright going to kill most bosses in the game, and probably even do tons to help you a bunch of Spiral Abyss. So yeah, I'm gonna say Sucrose is definitely A plus tier. She is amazing for increasing first as support, but like I said, all Catalyst characters need a buff. Well, except for all ranged characters need a buff except for this fella, which you guys don't know where that's going. I don't need to tell you that. Alright, let's move Venti for a bit later. No? Yeah, we'll move Venti for a bit later. We're going to go to, the character when I first saw her, I literally thought she was a stripper. I'm not sure why I thought she was a stripper. After all, Genshin Impact is, technically a kid's game. Well, a game towards the younger audiences. But I legit thought when I first saw her that she was like a stripper. I was not expecting none. It surprised me a lot. I was like, okay. But I wouldn't say, would she be god tier? Yeah, she's good for applying cryo. Okay, so she's definitely above average. I would say that. She's good for applying cryo. But I remember seeing her and reading up her skills and watching people use her as like a main DPS. I didn't really see her anything like that. I saw people using her support and I just was like, didn't really care for it. So I'm gonna say she's A tier. She's good for applying cryo. I'm not sure about main DPS or anything, but I'd say she's definitely good, an A tier. I'll probably move her up here later, but she's definitely A tier. It'd be like this, but I'm going to mess with that later. Eula. Now I recently saw, I won't say his name, but I recently saw him put him in like not high tier. It's, excuse me, Eula just absolutely claps cheeks. A plus tier. Like she's physical DPS, that's no surprise, but like she's able to dish out so much damage, especially with her ult. It's just like holy crap. I'd say Eula's actually good with multiple different greatswords we have in the game. Like we've got the prototype Archaic, which is I'm gonna say is like amazing on her if for free to play options. Another amazing free to play option is that Ice Greatsword, the Frost Bearers, I believe it's called. Because like it is Cryo, and she is a Cryo Greatsword character. But let's say like if you do have her Greatsword, I'd say she's like one of the best forms of DPS. Besides Ganyu and Hu Tao. And to finish up with Mondstadt characters, Venti. Venti is god tier crowd control. Pretty much if it's an Archon, this might be a bit biased, but I find the Archons are, like, especially Venti, hit Q and all the enemies in one spot. If it's Abyss Mages, they're dead. No, just hands down they're dead. Especially when you have multiple of them. It's just like what are they gonna do? Just sit there cry? Yeah, but I'm gonna say Venti is god tier. God tier crowd control. Main DPS? No. I would say if you want main DPS as an Archon, this is your main DPS. But as an Archon. And we're gonna save him for a bit later. But I guess another thing I should have said is like this tier is also based off of my opinion of the character's personality. So I don't like their personality. Is also another reason why this fella's in trash tier. If this trash tier wouldn't exist, had not been for that one mission, I probably should put it out to sea. Wait, since he gave me a crappy sword, trash. Alright, Yanfei. This is a character a lot of people are trying to get, and having actually had lots of trouble getting her. Which actually surprised me, because I got, I think, C1 fairly easily. And I was trying to summon Zhang Li. And that's when I got him, I believe. Yes, I got him with the was that with the Yanfei banner? I believe so. I think that's the reason why I was summoning that banner anyways. But she's a Catalyst character. I don't think that, my personal opinion, I don't feel like Catalyst characters are good enough really for any main sources of damage. Like you can make them main sources, but for ease of use, like are you gonna pick her or who's an easy character to use that's deals lots of damage that's on the list? Easy to use and deals lots of damage. Geo Traveler. Noelle. Diluc. Like, if you don't have Diluc, of course, like Geo Traveler and Noelle, I'd say are like just they're so much easier to use. Like which kind of knocks it down to C tier. Like she's definitely not D tier. But I find all Catalyst characters need a buff. If all Catalyst characters get a buff in terms of outright damage, I'll move like a bunch of these guys up. And these two right down here in D tier, I still think need a massive buff, especially Lisa and Amber, because I love Amber's personality. And you get the hell out of there. And yeah, I love Amber's personality. Here's why she's not trash tier. Chong Yun. This is actually a character I don't really like matching up in co-op, but with characters like Ayaka or or Ganyu, they're actually fairly decent. Like, Chong Yun's actually very decent if he's supporting another crowd character. So where would I place him? I would place him average. I would call him average maybe because if you're not running a crowd character, then and you're especially running a character like Zhang Li or Eula, your damage just plummets all of a sudden. Because like you're just like you're hitting him and all your damage is for ice and it just doesn't deal any damage and you're like, and then you just realize everybody's running away from Chong Yun mainly because we can't deal damage. Alright, Kaching. I personally don't like Kaching's personality. Like the first time you see her in the story, she appears and just starts talking about how the Archon's time is over and all that. I'm just kind of sitting like my first impression of her, but it's like sitting there like, who are you again? Like I remember yesterday I saw this last stream, was like, who the hell are you? And like it's more of like she's like for damage, I'm not sure. I haven't really heard too much good things unless she's like got the Jade Splitter, which is a 5-star weapon, or the Jade Splitter, the Jade Cutter or Mist Splitter. But like she's like I just don't like what I've heard without those two swords, she's not average. She's actually below average, from what I've heard. That's from what I've heard. But I'm actually going to move her up here mainly because I don't exactly know, and there are new swords, especially the new Inazuma craftable sword. She could be very good there. So yeah, I'm gonna say she's B tier. Maybe like somewhere like here. I don't know. I'll figure that out near the end of the video where I'm wrapping things up. Ningguang, I'm gonna definitely say she's above average. You can make her do some nasty damage. Especially if you pair with Zhongli. You place down a banner, you place down Zhongli's pillar, you walk through that with Zhongli. Ult. Mwah! Delicious. And again, that's also why I like why my meme team, why my dream meme team is Albedo, Untitled Chapter, Ningguang, and Morax. So I would say she's definitely A tier. I would say she's A plus tier because she's not like necessarily build her up, but I would say she's definitely A tier. Mainly because she is fairly, she actually deal a crap load of damage, and if you're good at the game, like there's people like solo run her with against Ashtaha, level 90 Ashtaha, which is like really surprising considering Ashtaha has a massive geo resistance. Alright, we're gonna move Chi-Chi for a bit later on. I have a lot to say about her. I'll move her to after Hu Tao. Move this bastard to after Beidou. Jianling, bam, A tier. Love her personality. She's got an amazing kit, and like she's able to constantly apply pyro, which is another amazing thing. You pair with official, then you overload reactions, and of course if you have Animal Traveler and Goba, just put a tornado, and Goba's now that tornado burning things, and it's really good. Swirl, burn, and Goba, amazing damage. Like she's like, I'd say if you have her, build her up. All right, Xingqiu. I always said Chongyun for some reason. In my head, I said Chongyun. S tier. S tier definitely because like Hydro is an amazing thing, especially like I said earlier. If you use Mona's ult and then use Hu Tao for the vaporize effect, then that's amazing damage. What this guy is pretty much like so like Mona, but like he's able to apply it, I find, a bit better because it lasts a bit longer. So he's able to apply vaporize more and more. But I'd say the duels definitely S tier. Build them up if you have them. Jin Yang. Wait, did I say it right? Jin Yang? Jin Yang? Give me a second. I need to look at this. Alright, yeah. Jin Yang. I'm not really sure if I like her. I've looked at her. I've looked at her lore and all that, but it's more like something like, okay, you're a rock star and all that. But let's look at all around use. And like, okay, so we got like 2 shield characters. We got Noelle, Diona, and do we have any other shield characters up on here right now? Well, I guess you technically call him Xingqiu, shield, but I wouldn't really say that. I would say she's actually below average, especially considering we have Diona and Noelle, which are already so powerful with their abilities. I wouldn't say Jin Yang really has a place yet. Man, I'm not entirely sure. She's still level 1 for me, and with literally nothing attached to her. So yeah, no, I don't really like her as a main DPS of support. So I'm gonna say she's below average. She's C tier. All right, let's put this bastard before. Child. Where to go with you? You're amazing DPS. People, I've seen big numbers with you, but God, do I hate you? I hate your personality. I hate you. Your personality is crap. I don't like. I also like. It's probably it ties back to Signora. This is very biased opinion with Signora, like bodying Venti. Like I just don't like the Fatui in general. And like Child. Yeah, okay, yeah. You can say he's doing this for his little brother, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh, that's nice. I'll stab you all the same. I would like for him trash tier just because I hate him that much. But the fact is he's actually that good that I should be unbiased and put him where he belongs. Right where he belongs. Right in the trash! Right where he belongs. Alright, now Beidou. I'm pretty much ever since I got her, I have not taken her off my team. She has been on my team since level 90. I think I'm almost triple crowned her actually. If I remember correctly. No, I have not actually. I've got her E up to level 12, her ult to level 8, and her normal to level 8. Alright. But yeah, I'd say this is actually an A plus character. S tier, no, because especially if the enemy doesn't hit you, her damage plummets a lot. So I should drop her down 1 more tier just because of that. Now I'm gonna drop her down to A tier. If you have her, build her up because she's really fun to use, in my opinion. But like the fact it really does hold her back when it comes to hitting enemy. I really want to move her up because she's one of my favorite characters. Wait, I'm being biased with this one. Again, I'm gonna say if you have her, I don't want to spread miscommunication though. Which probably just put a child. Okay, you go up here. Though I hate you. I hate you, child. Remember that. Remember, in my heart, you're this. You belong right. You belong right in the trash. Right where you belong. Albedo is definitely amazing, especially like I said, if the enemy doesn't hit you, her damage really goes down all of a sudden, which is really not good. And you get like C4 her, like that's amazing, and then C5 I believe. No, C6. C6, like C6 Beto is gonna be amazing, but again, like I said, the enemy has to hit you first, which is really not good. Like it's this like, how do I say this? If the enemy doesn't hit you, you're all of a sudden 40k damage goes down to 2,000 damage. That's pretty much how rates I find. You have either no damage or crap load damage. It all depends if the enemy hits you. So if they don't hit you, you're like sitting like, oh no, oh no. But yeah. Should we do Chi-Chi? Yeah, we're gonna do Chi-Chi. Actually, no, I want to put Chi-Chi after because I want to talk about Xiao first. Xiao, I would say, is S tier. Amazing damage, amazing mobility. Like Xiao is one of the characters with all around usability. He's probably the most player-friendly character out there. Now, is this biased? No, it's actually not biased. I actually find Xiao to be the most versatile character out there as of right now. He's also Kaza and Venti, but those are, we haven't got to Kaza yet. And Venti, I find he's better for crowd control than he is movement, where Xiao is amazing for that. And his DPS is insane as well. And like if you have a healer on there keeping him alive, it's gonna be he even casts his ult, he's not reaching low health for quite a while. Which is where Chi-Chi comes in. Chi-Chi is absolutely god tier. You have her, build her up right away. Get her healing. Give her the biggest healing bonus you can. Sacrificial sword. But yeah, sacrificial sword. Chi-Chi, amazing. And like I said, her ult. Like I said, she's the best healer in the game. Her ult, not only so pretty much each time. Let's stick with her E. Let's start with her E. Her E. Each time you hit something, not only are you healing yourself, you're healing your teammates while it's active. And it lasts for a considerable amount of time. And with sacrificial sword, when it runs out, that 30-second cooldown does not exist. You simply do it again. Like, I have Chi-Chi, I'm going to Asia, level 90 Asia fights, and I'm single-handedly disrespecting, like, the shield mechanic with Asia, and then he's sitting there, ult, snowflake, no one's dying. As long as you're hitting Asia, no one's dying. That's how good a healer Chi-Chi is. Like, her ult, snap that onto something, and it lasts for so long. And if you don't want to use her ult, I'm killing my voice. I'm getting too passionate. If you use her ult, you don't want to use her ult. Just hit the guy with normal attacks, especially on when you get her up to whatchamacallit, I think rank 6? No, rank 6. Rank 5 or rank 4. Oh, one of her skills is actually, with normal attacks, you can apply that talisman that lasts for 6 seconds onto any enemy, and it's the same effectiveness as the ult. But the ult lasts a lot longer, of course, and yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna say Chi-Chi is like amazing for that. Like Chi-Chi is outright godly when it comes to like healing, keeping enemies alive, keeping your allies alive. Like especially if someone like Zhao and Chi-Chi and Zhongli. That is a god tier team. Zhongli's shield, Chi-Chi's snowflake and ult, Zhao's ult, and just you're not dying. You're not dying at all. You're sitting there and you're tanking hits, you're dealing hits, no one's surviving. And if you have like someone like Benny, like now you have a damage bonus, which is, like I said, amazing. Alright, let us move on to Ganyu. I should move you down a peg or two. And the reason I say that is because when I pulled for Ganyu, the character I got was not Ganyu. It was not Ganyu at all. It was something that made me furious. I got Mona. I should put you in the trash too just for that. But because you're such a good support character, you're staying up here. And you've got 2 thick thighs. Just putting an SS tier for thick. 1 for each thigh. But Ganyu is god tier. Upgrade her if you have her. Like, what are you doing? You have her and not upgrading her? What are you, mad? She's a literal shotgun. She's the one archer in the game, other than Venti, who's gonna just bang. Like a literal shotgun. If people play Destiny or Destiny, like they're gonna get, they know what shotgun ape is. This is a shotgun ape of Genshin. Pair that up with melt, freeze. Like, what are you guys doing? Alright, Hu Tao. Yes, I know where this one's going. Like that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. She's definitely going up here. Like I said earlier, amazing setup with her is Bennett, Mona or Jingqiu, and lastly, I would definitely not Chi-Chi. But Bennett, Water Boy or Water Girl, or Fischl, or no, actually no. So Benny, Sucrose, and 1 of the 2 waters, and Hu Tao, and you're dealing so much damage. You're literally making as Ishida pisses pants. Like, you have her, build her up. She's amazing, and if you're lucky, you're going to get a power damage unit artifact instead of hydro damage artifacts on your Crimson Witch sets. All right, more axe, please. More axe. Do I have to say it? Do I have to say delicious? Best voice, best looks. Mwah! A French kiss. Like, this is the best shield character. If you have him, build him up right away. He's really fun to use as a main DPS as well. Like, if you look at my team is Zhongli, Hu Tao, Beidou, Chi-Chi. And like, I'm saying, like, you're not dying. You're not dying. If you have Zhongli as support or as main DPS, you're not dying. You're staying alive. Like, his main set that makes him useful for both DPS and support is a tenacity in the middle of this, and like, yeah, hands down, best character. Stop on a geo damage artifact, and you've got a good. Let's look at Sayu first. I'm gonna say Sayu is pretty average. I really don't see her being as support, and at the same time, like, she's a Claymore support healer, and like I said already, she's competing with my favorite my top 3 healers in my opinion, like Chi-Chi, Noelle, and Benny. Like, that's really hard to beat. So I wouldn't say she's really all that good. Especially, yeah, I wouldn't actually she's much more of a support, but even at that average support. Like, we got all these amazing options, especially Sucrose. Alright. Kazuha. Another character I don't have, maybe because I'm saving for Baal. Kazuha, I'd say he's A+. He kind of fills the same role as Sucrose. And he's able to do it more often, I believe. And yeah, I'd say he's definitely A+ If you have him, build him up. Actually, maybe no, we're keeping A+ here because I just find that, like, just for casual players myself, I never really find myself in need for like a god tier Benny, Sucrose, Jingqiu, Hu Tao team all the time. Even in most boss fights, like level 90, I just bring Zhongli or Chi-Chi, and I just kind of disrespect Ishida. Yoimiya, I don't have her. I want to get her, but I don't want to summon too much because I want to get, like I said, I want to get Baal. I really want to get Baal. I would say she's A+ though, especially paired with Hu Tao. Then you get that 15% damage bonus from the power reconnaissance, and then you put in Benny, and you put in Jingqiu. What I would say is, like, she's amazing support. I wouldn't say she's amazing main. No, actually no, that's wrong. She's amazing main DPS. Though when I was reading up on her and I used her ult, I actually thought of, like, maybe it'd be really cool to pair her up with Hu Tao, especially with Hu Tao's E. You place that flower on it, you place Yoimiya's ult low signature on it, and that might do for some really nasty damage, like burst damage, in a short amount of time. But yeah, I would say if you get her, build her up, and actually probably try out that team. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys. Hu Tao, Yoimiya, Bennett, and a Waterboy. I'd say that. Or maybe Hu Tao, Yoimiya, Waterboy, and because Bennett heals you. You don't want to really necessarily have that. Who's the character? And maybe just Fischl. Like throw Fischl in there for overload as well. And these next two characters are gonna be based on what I've seen about them. Oh, actually no, Ayaka. I almost forgot she existed. Ayaka, the character that took forever to get in the game. I don't necessarily think she's all that amazing. Like she's definitely above average and above A tier. So I'd say she's A plus tier. Oh, actually no, she's paying the ass upgrade as well from what I've seen. I would say she's A tier, mainly because, well, because when it comes to cryo damage, she's competing with Ganyu, and yeah, just Ganyu really. But other than that, she's amazing. She's actually really good for damage. I've seen lots of things with her. I'd say she's actually probably high A tier, and then instead of like, she's not this low, most definitely not this low. All right, we're gonna start with this one, Alloy. The Genshin Impact crossover with Horizon. So she hasn't come out yet. And honestly, what I've seen from the leaks of her are like average. I really don't see her being that much. Like this will change when she comes out most likely. But yeah, I'd say she's B tier mainly because from what we've seen, it's to me. Sarah, she's clearly going to be support. Like, not official kind of support, but support. I'm gonna say she's A tier. She's gonna pair really nice with Ball. But yeah, as of right now, we don't have enough information on her. I'd say she's A tier. Kokumi, gonna be a new 5-star. She's a healer just like Barbara. And a Catalyst user. I'm gonna see for now. I'm gonna place her in A tier, mainly because she's a 5-star. She better be competing with Chi-Chi up here. Actually, Chi-Chi, yeah, she better be competing with Chi-Chi, Benny, and Noelle when it comes to healing. And then Raiden. What I've seen with her in the league, she looks incredibly powerful, so I'm going to actually put her as S tier. If you get her... Actually, no, I don't want to do that for miscommunication. I'm going to put her A plus tier for now, mainly because she's not out yet. And she could be like Zhongli, where when Zhongli first came out, he wasn't all that good, but then they gave him insane buffs, which made him God tier. Like the Archon he is. So I'm going to say Raiden for now is A plus tier. So I'm gonna go how to rearrange this to see just to tell you which guys. Everybody who's farthest away from the letter is gonna be who I find is the lower end of it, and whoever's closer to the non-number letter is higher is closer, like high A plus or low A plus. So I'm gonna get back to you guys in just a second. All right, so here we are. New day. So I recorded the original part, the first part of this around a few days ago now. And so I have some more time to look at things, and I've realized that so you see, I've moved some characters from. Actually, I was gonna move you up to. There you go. There you go. Wait, do not bite my toes. Yeah, so I'm not gonna really change. Like, I'm not really gonna talk about all of it. Wait, stop biting my toes. Like, you want to be in camera that badly? There we go. See? Okay, now he's in camera. Are you happy? Yeah, he's happy. So, I'm gonna say, right now, so after researching the character a bit more, I'm gonna say Sayu's actually I'm gonna go over the characters I moved from into different tiers. I might touch on some of the characters. Okay, so I'm gonna move her up to. No, not before Benny. There. So Sayu, I'm putting there mainly because when I'm reading up on her, she's actually better than Bennett. Because Bennett keeps applying power to you, and that's the complaints I had. That if using Zhongli or any character with a shield, and you get hit by reactions, you're gonna take a lot of damage. But Sayu doesn't actually apply power to you, and does exactly the same thing Bennett does, but without a power debuff on yourself. So, I'm actually gonna say Sayu's probably actually better than Bennett. So you get Sayu, definitely build her up because she's gonna be better than Bennett. And you put on 4-piece Viridescent, which gives you that elemental debuff on enemies, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna say Sayu is better than Benny. The reason I put Chi-Chi before these characters these 4 right here, is because these 4, like I said, these 4 are tied to specific banners. Chi-Chi will destroy a pity. And so yeah, you're gonna get you're probably gonna get Chi-Chi anyways. And then these 4 characters, I don't even need to explain them. I don't need to explain anybody in these characters. But the reason I moved Ayaka up is because she actually deals a crap load of cryo damage. I wouldn't say it's better than Ganyu because Ganyu could kill things from a range, but she's still really good. I'm gonna say I would definitely take her into Spiral Abyss if I pulled for her. Yoimiya, pretty much what I said. But I have a different setup. So instead of having Benny, I'd have Yoimiya, her ult, Huta's E, Sayu's ult, and then Water Dude. Water Boy, not Water Dude, Xingqiu. I'm gonna say, yeah, that sounds like a pretty nasty team, in my opinion. And then next, I think I moved another character. Who did I move? Let me just go through this quickly. I don't think I moved anybody else. But yeah, this is my opinion really. I don't really have much to say about these characters. I already kind of said what I've said about them earlier. Like, yeah. But yeah, that's it. If you guys like what you're watching, hit the like button. Actually, you guys have any opinions, like any things like you always want to add to this tier list, like you guys want me like things like some characters like maybe like for example, if you think Yanfei should be in A+ tier, go down in the comments below and tell me what you guys actually think. Because I'd love to hear your comments, like your ideas on all that. Because then like I could actually look at that and put in consideration for another tier list if I ever make another one of these in the future. But yeah, if you guys are watching, subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated from videos upload, like, and hit the like button because that's gonna help support me and recommend to other people who are watching. But yeah, I do apologize if I rated your favorite character or your main character low. But just in my opinion, that's actually what I want you guys to do. If I did that to your character, go down in the comments below and tell me what I'm doing wrong with that character. Because there's some of these characters I just don't know how to build, and I'm too lazy to watch a guide. So yeah, hasta la vista. Have a good day.